And at this time, I'd ask you, please stand, raise your right hand.
Apple's CEO Tim Cook was testifying before the Senate Permanent Subcommittee on Investigations, which is kind of the most serious investigative panel in the Senate, and he was testifying after the panel had put out a very scathing report on Apple's tax structure, saying that essentially it was exploiting tax loopholes to avoid paying taxes on billions of dollars of profit around the world. And it was doing so by exploiting both US tax loopholes, but also by setting up subsidiaries in Ireland. And through these units, Apple is funneling tens of billions of dollars of profits.
I'd like to explain to the subcommittee very clearly how we view our responsibility with respect to taxes. Apple has real operations in real places with Apple employees selling real products to real customers.
The Senate is not suggesting at all that they have broken any laws, but they still think that, this is something that's worth changing, and that Apple kind of went as far as it could possibly go to avoid US taxes. And this is actually the second part of the Senate's look into offshore tax avoidance strategies. And they've really focused on the technology companies because they have such broad international operations, and they can shift their intellectual property rights around the world in ways that help them minimize their tax bills. We're told that the committee's work on offshore tax avoidance isn't finished, so we're waiting to see what comes next. So this is bound to trigger more discussion about corporate tax reform in the US and what things can be done to change the system.
America's tax system is broken and uncompetitive, and I have long supported efforts to modernize it. However, I will not allow that position to be used as an excuse to turn a blind eye to the highly questionable tax strategies used by Apple.
This is James Politi, Financial Times, Washington, D.C.
We have to make up the balance as corporations avoid paying billions in U.S. taxes.